So we did a video several weeks ago called 2023 in Review. And we got quite a few. We talked about the statistics and things of how many people we've had, how many views and all the different kinds of things for the past year. And we had some people ask some further questions about YouTube on that video. So we want to talk about those. Well, hey everybody, this is Bill.
And I'm Elizabeth. Live simple,
Live free. And yeah, YouTube questions about our channel, questions about how YouTube works that came up on that video about our review of 2023. And the first, there's really two questions that I want to answer. The first one is by the Thrifty Gma, and she says, not sure if you've mentioned this before, and maybe it slipped my mind if you did. But going back to the first video you made and posted, what made you decide to do that first video? And yes, I have talked about that before, but it's been a while. I mean, we've been on YouTube for 9 years now, so sometimes I think, oh, I already talked about that. Wait, that was 3 years ago.
Or 6 years ago.
We got a lot of new people since then. So I'll talk about how we first got started, because we didn't plan this.
Mm-hmm.
This was an absolute accident. We stumbled our way into this.
I say we fumbled our way into it.
So I'll tell you the story. As many of you know, we are consultants with Thrive Life. And way back before we had a YouTube channel, I did a video, a Thrive Life video to put onto Facebook just for some of my Facebook friends. And I was so new to social media that I didn't even know it was possible to upload a video to Facebook. So I thought about it for a while, and I knew what YouTube was, but I'd never done anything with it. But I researched it and figured out how to upload that video, Thrive Life video, to YouTube. And once it was there, then I copied the link and posted it onto Facebook to, try to introduce my friends to Thrive Life, which is freeze-dried food, by the way, if you're not familiar with that.
We just had a lot of people that were curious about it.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. My name is Bill Keller, and I'd like to take a couple of minutes to tell you about something that my wife and I have discovered that has completely changed the way that we do our grocery shopping and the way we cook our food. We're very excited about it. The company is called Thrive, and they make a complete line of freeze-dried foods. This is roast beef. This is chili peppers.
So I had about 150 friends on Facebook at the time. I got about 50 views on it and no sales. So I went back, a month later and looked at the video, and I had like 52 views on it.
About 10 of them were ours.
Yeah. I went back a year later and looked at it, and I had 55 views on it. So I realized, okay, this isn't working. People aren't looking at the video at all on YouTube. But then a while later, I started renovating our little tiny house travel trailer that we were going to live in. And it was a long, drawn-out process because I was only working on it on Saturdays, occasional Saturdays in between all my truck driving. And I made a couple of comments about it on Facebook to some of my friends. Now, some of my friends on Facebook are old Army buddies that I was good friends with, but I literally haven't seen them in 20 years. But I still have contact with them on Facebook. So I started making comments about the renovation that I was doing, and several of my Army buddies asked. So I thought, well, okay, I'm going to do a video about the trailer renovation, and so my friends on Facebook could see it.
Now, this is the living room. When we purchased this place, we bought it from a guy who lived here by himself, and he owned it for about 10 years, and it was really disgusting. The guy had never probably cleaned it in the whole 10 years that he lived here, and the smell was unbelievable. And there were 3 layers of carpet on the floor. We pulled all that up. It was saturated with just disgusting stuff. After we pulled it up, we found out that this whole corner over here, this is the bump out. We found out that the whole corner over here had been leaking for years, and it was all completely rotted. The floor down here was completely rotted. So I had to rebuild this whole corner here, and then redo the floor down there.
So I did the same thing. I put it on YouTube, and then I posted it on Facebook.
He was gutting that little trailer, so it was a lot of work.
Yeah, and once again, by then I think I had, maybe 200 or 280 friends, something like that. I looked at that video on YouTube about a month later, and I had 1,000 views on it.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out. And we were
Yeah.
living in Pennsylvania at the time, and I came down to Virginia to visit our son. And I happened to mention to him that I had 1,000 views on that. And I said, I don't understand, Barry. I only have 180 friends on Facebook. Where are all these views coming from? And he said, well, you're doing a video that people are interested in, renovating a trailer. People are searching for that topic on YouTube and finding your video and going and watching it. And then he said one sentence that completely changed my life forever. He said, you know, Dad, you can make money on YouTube.
We had no clue.
And I said, wait, what? What are you talking about? So he explained to me that, you know, YouTube will run ads in front of your videos, and if people watch those ads, then you get paid for it. I thought, wow, this is really cool. So I had, at this point, I had that one Thrive Life video on it that had no views, and I had the one video about our first renovation.
And I want to say, and it wasn't as hard back then to start getting monetized.
Right.
But they wouldn't give you a check until you had earned at least $100.
Right. So, so we decided to start. I decided to start doing a YouTube channel, and so I started doing additional renovation videos about the trailer as we were starting to move into it. And I committed to one video a week, and I thought,
go ahead.
I thought, you know, if I could make an extra $200 or $300 a month from YouTube, that would be cool. So I decided to jump into it. Now, when I first started it, Elizabeth was very skeptical and reluctant, and I did all the videos. And at some point along the way, I somehow convinced her to be a part of it. And so the first video that she was a part of, she actually was the main spokesman on that video, and that was the one where we did the tour of the tiny house trailer after I had finished and just as we were moving in.
Yeah, when everything was actually pretty much all done. Yeah, I finally became convinced that I could manage to do the tour video. He filmed me and I did the whole tour. You know, we still have the video up. So.
Hi, I am Bill's wife, Elizabeth, and we wanted to talk a little bit more about some of the things that we've done here. I have to admit that when we first were talking about living here, it was a little hard for me to accept. It was just kind of really such a terrible mess, and I have asthma, and I didn't like the fact that it seemed moldy, and it was really rough, but my husband has done such an incredible job of getting everything really fresh and clean and straightened up, and I'm actually really enjoying it here.
Yep, that was my first one.
And she was so nervous. I was holding the camera so that your view wasn't shaking, but she was shaking, and she said every third word. And
yeah, we actually had a comment that said, you know, do you have to say so much?
well, we got more than one comment.
Well, okay, yeah, I a lot, and I was nervous wreck. Yeah, I was clear.
So I continued doing videos about the renovation. At that point, I don't know that we had actually committed to doing one a week yet. I was just sort of...
I don't think we did, because when we did that commitment, we changed our name on it.
Yeah. So I was just kind of doing a video now and then as I got the renovation done, which means I was doing maybe one every 3 weeks or one a month.
Right, and you have to understand, I wasn't on those videos until the renovation was not really much at all.
But then all of a sudden, I got 2 orders for Thrive Life in the same day. One was from Oklahoma and one was from Texas. And it blew my mind, and I thought, what in the world is going on here? Where did these videos come, or these orders come from? Because at that point I was just doing local, you know, tasting parties with my friends. How did I get some orders from there? All of a sudden it dawned on me I still had that Thrive Life video on YouTube. I had forgotten all about it. So I went back and looked at it, and it had, I don't remember now, but it had well over 1,000 views on that thing, and that blew my mind. And I started thinking about it. I started realizing what was happening, that people were coming to my channel. They were searching about how to renovate a travel trailer. They were coming to my channel. They liked what they saw, so they subscribed, and then they started looking around, and then they stumbled onto that Thrive Life video, and 2 people purchased. And I thought, aha, I've got something here.
Well, it was just amazing because we've never had to push it at all. I just was cooking with it, or they could see it in my house.
Right.
I mean,
So,
it's been incredible.
You know, there are a lot of people who think that YouTube is just someone who just does it as a hobby. And a lot of people do. They just have fun with it and they do it as a hobby. But the reality of it is it's big business. And there are something like 2 million people worldwide, 2 million creators worldwide who are making a full-time living from YouTube, and many, many millions more who are making a very solid second income from it.
Yeah.
And so at that point, when I made my first Thrive Life sale, I started digging into that aspect of it and realized this is something that can really go and can really earn us some income, some money. So,
But we still didn't really realize that for a while.
no.
It was
but
so slow.
At that point, then, I think is when we decided to make a commitment to that and a commitment to one video a week. Also, at that point, I just had my name on the channel, Bill Keller, and at that point that we decided to change our name, our YouTube channel name, to Tiny House Prepper. Tiny House Prepper.
Live simple, live free.
And we started thinking about doing not so much renovations, because I was almost finished with that, but doing tiny house living, how to live together in a tiny house, how to downsize, those kinds of things.
And being prepared for emergencies.
And being prepared for emergencies, and specifically, how do you prepare when you're living tiny?
Yeah. Yeah.
So those were our two topics, and it kind of went on from there. And it just sort of has grown since then. And
Well, and the first year that we were actually putting out one video at least a week, at the end of the year we had 264 subscribers.
Yep.
And it took 14 months for Google, YouTube, to send us $100 check.
Yeah,
That's how
because
long
it
took.
accumulates until you
Accumulates.
get your first check.
Right.
It took us 14 months to get that first $100 check.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, we made money from YouTube.
Yeah, we actually made money. We were pretty excited about
And
that.
I took a big commitment, 14 months of doing one video a week before we got our first little check.
And you got to understand, we were just learning as we went along. Bill was trying to teach himself all this stuff about how to do it, and he was working like 70 hours a week. And I was supporting him, but I wasn't a whole lot of help. So we just wanted to dig in and make sure we did at least one, at least one a week. So once I got brave enough to do that first one and started getting more comfortable around the camera and everything, I started getting a lot more involved in it. And we've been doing it about 9 years, and probably about 6.5 years ago, I started on the Bible study. It's called Tea with Jesus, that I do like every Sunday morning. People had asked if I could do that, and I was expecting to have like maybe 20 people, would enjoy sitting with me with God's Word, and oh goodness, it just blows my mind. I've had, usually it'll approach 1,500 to 2,000 now, and it just means the world to me to share that. That is never monetized. That's not something I ever want to monetize, but what an incredible privilege to get to do that. So that's where we've ended up with doing 3 videos a week. Now sometimes 4, but usually 3. I'll do Sunday morning, and then we try to do a Tuesday and a Friday.
Yeah.
So and then I started editing. Well, Bill started teaching me, and so it's been fun getting more and more involved through all of these years.
Now, we had someone make a comment that they were amazed that Elizabeth gets up consistently at 5 a.m. every Sunday morning to do Tea with Jesus, because that's when we release it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess some people don't realize that we can actually do a video, upload it, and then schedule it to be released automatically.
At a very specific time.
So she does the video, the Tea with Jesus, late in the week, Thursday or Friday, whatever, Saturday, and uploads it, and then schedules it to be released at 5 a.m. Eastern Time, Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And also, that means, I told you it can many times take us 8 or 10 hours to edit a video and get it all finished. That means that our videos are almost always at least a week and a half behind, sometimes more than that.
You have to do that.
So, like, for instance, when we were in Destin recently, a lot of people came back and suggested that we go to this restaurant or this place or that place or that place. Well, our videos were 2 weeks behind, and by the time they were suggesting that, we were already there and home again.
Yeah. We're not trying. I mean, YouTubers just have to do that. That's the only way you can make sure you've got something ready to go out in time. You can't wait till the last minute. We always have stuff done ahead.
Yeah,
and it takes a lot of time.
We're usually at least 1 week ahead in our videos. And realistically, you can't just shoot something and then edit it and then put it right up. It's going to take you a couple days at a very minimum to get everything put together and done like that.
we've done some travel videos where Bill edited for 12, 13 hours. And I figured it out one time, just out of curiosity. And it's no problem, but my Tea with Jesus tend to be about a half hour. I probably mentioned this before. And I figured the timing out, and takes about 9 hours for every half hour that I put out. But people who make videos or people who make movies sometimes talk about the ratio of how long does it take to produce how much finished product. And so it can be surprising sometimes. You can have a 20-minute video that it takes 12 hours.
And having that delay and having the ability to schedule things to release automatically kind of gives us a little bit of a break sometimes too, because sometimes we have a trip for 3 or 4 days or a week, and it's something that it's not necessarily something we would want to show because we're visiting family or something like that. So sometimes it's possible for us to work really hard and get a couple videos ahead and then schedule them to be released during that week. And then we go do our thing and our videos are just released, and you guys don't even know we're actually gone.
Well, and sometimes we're just too busy to do it.
We don't do that very often, but that is possible that we could get, a month ahead and schedule them all and then take a month off. I know of some channels that do that. They shoot all of their videos within 2 weeks and then they take a month off and then they do it again.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just kind of some of the inner workings.
Yeah. It's quite a community.
Yeah.
So many things I can understand now with others because of having to do it ourselves now for a long time.
So that's how we got into it. We just stumbled into it, not knowing what we were doing, not having a goal of starting a YouTube channel. But when I saw the potential after we made that first Thrive sale, I thought, this is really cool. Now I want to emphasize that we are not doing this primarily or only to make money. I mean, you can tell if someone is doing it just to make money because it's all about sales, it's all, that sort of thing. We are here doing this because we really want to help people, and we just happen to be earning an income on the side. But we want to help people live a better life, whether it means better prepared or a closer walk with the Lord, or whether it means to learn how to become debt free
and stay
debt free and have less stress there. That's our main goal. That's the heart of what we're doing here. But we just happen to be earning some income along the way, so that's really amazing.
Well, and it's just trying to come up with ideas that we think people might enjoy and interacting with people. It's been kind of an amazing whole journey that we've taken. And it's got to be about what can we share with you guys,
right?
And we're just so grateful that it turns out that with some of the things that we do share that we can actually earn a living, which enables us to have the time to put into these videos.
Right, because if we weren't doing, we're doing 3 videos a week.
Yeah.
3. And if we weren't making a full-time living from it, we wouldn't be able to do that because we spend many, many hours. Yeah. We can spend as many as 8 or 10 hours just preparing one video sometimes.
Well, that's just the editing. We can spend hours doing the filming and then hours editing. So anybody that's ever done a lot of YouTube videos, that it's time consuming, and I'm not complaining. It's very creative, but yeah.
So the next question that we got on that review video is the next and last topic I want to talk about, but it was from Kathleen Fantuzzi.
We try to pronounce things, guys.
Says, how much does YouTube pay for 182,000 subscribers?
Which is how many we have.
Which is what we've got. So let me talk a little bit about that. I think some people don't even realize that you can make money on YouTube and wonder how it works. Some people think we make a lot more than we actually do.
Some people think all YouTubers make a lot more than they actually do.
So how do you make money on YouTube? Well, there's several ways, but the primary way that most people understand is, like I mentioned earlier, if you put up a video and YouTube runs ads in front of it and people watch that video, then we get paid for that.
Watch the ad.
Watch the ad. Sorry,
yes.
We don't get paid when they watch the video. We only get paid when they watch the ad. Now, in order for us to get paid on that ad, someone has to watch at least 30 seconds of the ad. So if you want to support us financially without paying out of pocket, just invest 1 minute and watch the 2 30-second ads in front of our video, and we will get paid for that. Now, I do that all the time. I have a lot of channels that I support and I watch them all the time, but even I go out of my way to watch their ads, so I support them, but even I don't watch ads that are longer than 30 seconds. Sometimes you see a 3-minute or 4-minute ad. No, I just click off of it.
And it's not necessary to watch the whole thing.
Right.
In
Yeah,
order to, you know.
if it's a 4-minute ad and you watch the first 30 seconds, then we'll get paid. So
Are you going to tell them all the huge amount of money we get paid?
I was just about to. I don't know the exact amount, but we get paid a fraction of a penny for each ad that you watch.
An eighth of a penny, or
It depends. It fluctuates, and it depends on a lot of different things. It depends on how much that the advertiser paid for the ad, and a bunch of different things. But we make a fraction of a penny for each viewing of the ad. But when you have tens of thousands of views on your videos, then it starts to add up.
Yeah, it will add up.
And so that's called AdSense. Okay, we have to join a separate little thing that's also owned by Google called AdSense, and AdSense is the one that runs the ads in front of the videos, and then we get paid from AdSense, which is Google, which owns YouTube.
There are occasional times when, even though we don't make much necessarily when someone watches an ad, that we actually did earn some decent money, and that's been, sometimes we've gone viral. And so I really think that very first video that we did, where it had been 10 degrees below zero outside, and we were in that little trailer, that little tiny house, and we did a video about how we're staying warm when it's 10 below outside in that little thin-walled trailer. It's the first one that we were staggered. It went viral.
Hi there, I'm Bill.
And I'm Elizabeth with Tiny House Prepper.
And we are in our RV, standing here in the cold in the winter. It's the first winter, and it's the coldest night of the year so far. The temperature outside is about 1 degree, and it's supposed to go down to about 10 below tonight. That's Fahrenheit, and it's supposed to have a wind chill of about 30 below.
And what in the world are we doing living in an RV in this climate in the winter?
Yeah. So how cold is it in here?
Honey, it's 77 degrees in here.
Well, why are we in these heavy coats then?
You are so corny. I love it. I cannot wait to get this coat off. Here, I'm getting it off him.
And so I think that was a real boost to the channel. But that one, and some others have gotten bigger, but then the one about the rocket stove, that has been one of our really viral ones. So I got to admit, those have been amazing because we've had ongoing income coming from those videos. So when you get the viral ones, it's a lot better. But on the whole, it's not going to be that much.
The video about the rocket stove, I think we did that 6 or 7 years ago.
Now the paper's pretty much burnt out, and most of the smoke is gone. You can see the flame coming out the top. This is actually a fairly windy day. The wind's blowing like 10 to 20 miles an hour, and this is not affected by the wind because the flame is protected down inside there. It's also usually not affected by the rain a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I just happened to look at that recently because we're still getting views on that, and when that happens, it's called an evergreen video. But I happened to look at it recently, and I think in the lifetime of that one video, since we put it out, I think we've earned about $20,000 just on that one video. Yeah, but that was spread over 6 years.
Yes.
So
and those we're not the kind of channel that has those big viral ones all the time.
Right. Yeah, you can see if we had those kinds of numbers all the time, we'd be making a lot of money. But that just isn't the case.
And that's okay. I'm astounded we're as big as we are now.
Yeah.
Kind of almost getting up to where the middle school kids play. Because I know what the big channels are like.
Now, we don't have any say in what ads go up.
Yeah.
We have two choices. When we put up a video, we can say monetize it or don't monetize it. If we say monetize it, then YouTube AdSense runs the ads. We have no say over what kind of ads go up on there.
And we usually, for a long time, would definitely pick skippable ads. We just feel like that's nicer, just skippable ads. But now they don't let us.
Yeah, we had two choices. We could say monetize or not, and then we could say skippable ads, non-skippable ads, and we had no choice. Or we had the choice. They've changed it now. A few months ago, we don't have a choice about skippable and non-skippable.
Yeah, because we would pick skippable, believe me.
So if
you
you're
know.
all of a sudden seeing videos or ads in the middle of our video that you can't skip, that's YouTube doing that. That's not us.
Yeah. We've had a few times where someone was upset because of the kind of ad that was on and how it just didn't seem to fit who we are. And, you know, we have to realize too that as the creator, we are not allowed to watch ads. They don't want us getting revenue for ourselves by watching our own ads. So we don't always know at all what's on those.
Yeah.
So,
And so how much do we make from that, from AdSense? I think that a lot of people will be surprised at how little we actually make.
yeah.
Now, if you have a channel with 2 million views, subscribers,
10 million, like some of them.
you're going to make a fairly good income.
Oh, yeah.
But for us, with 182,000 subscribers, it fluctuates a lot depending on how many views a video gets and how many people watch the ads. If we get a couple of really good viral videos and we get a lot more people watching it, then we make more. But normally we don't have a viral video, so we don't make as much. So how much do we make? Well, the average monthly income that we make from AdSense, from the ads on Google, on YouTube, is about $1,500 to $1,800 a month.
Yeah, and that's with our channel at over 180,000.
And we have had a high of about $5,000. One month we got a $5,000 check, blew me away. I thought, woohoo, we're in the big time. The next month we got like $3,500, and then the next month it was back down to $1,200 again.
Yeah, that was like a one-off on that
Yeah.
5,000.
So during 2023, the year just finished, we earned $21,000 from YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good, but it's not really a livable income.
Well, that would be a wonderful if we were okay with it being just a part-time income.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult for a full-time income.
Right. So what a lot of people don't understand is that the main income to be earned from YouTube is not from the ads, but it's from the things that you sell on YouTube.
That's true for everybody, by the way.
For everybody. You may, if you watch much YouTube, you may see more and more people all the time doing, like, now a word from our sponsor, and then they'll do a little 3-minute blurb about whoever's sponsoring the video. That's where they're making the main part of their money.
Or if there's something that's on your channel that if somebody decides they want to buy it, you're an affiliate or you're a part of that business, then you're going to be able to earn money on that too.
So I will say that we make more money from those kinds of things than we do from the Google ads themselves. Now, we make, of course, a fair amount of that money from Thrive Life, and we do a dedicated video every month for about Thrive Life. But then there are other things, like when we did the videos about the e-bikes,
Yeah.
and other things like that, different affiliate programs where we do something and we make some money from that.
Although the biggest blessing was the bike.
Right.
That was amazing.
That's true. They gave us the bike to review, and that was a bigger blessing than the money we earned from it.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah.
But, let me get a little bit into the science of marketing here, if you're curious in this, and a little of the background of how we do this. And I've actually spent a fair amount of time and money taking several courses to learn how to do this properly.
Set my drink down.
One of the main things is what's called the 80-20 rule. That is that 80% of your content on YouTube or on anywhere, TV, anything, they all follow this. 80% of your content has to be something that's totally non-commercial.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
And then
it's got to be what you're about.
And then only 20% can be commercialized. So I know that in the past we've experimented and done, Thrive videos a little bit more often, and we get people coming back and saying, "Oh, this channel is getting so commercialized, I'm out of here," and they would unsubscribe.
Yeah.
So, but that's a basic formula that marketers follow. For instance, if you are watching a TV show, like, okay, let's go to Netflix and watch NCIS. You'll see on there that it's only 47 minutes of the episode.
Content.
Content.
Yes.
And when it shows on TV, it's an hour. So that means there's 47 minutes of content and 13 minutes of advertising. So that's basically the 80-20 rule. What are they doing? They use the show, the content, to draw people in, and then while they're there, they show them ads. Now, if it was 1 hour of ads on TV, would you watch it? No, of course not. So we follow the same kind of thing. We have no more than 80%. That's
Yeah.
our goal of doing things that is totally non-commercial. So it's stuff that you guys really get into, stuff that we can help you,
Well,
you know.
it's stuff that our channel is really about.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
And then no more than 20% of our content is advertising. But we actually do much less than that because we do 12 videos a month. And one of those is generally a Cooking with Thrive video, which if you figure that out, that's only 8.3%.
yeah, I just did the math.
Yeah. And then we occasionally throw in, I'm losing my voice.
Oh, hon.
We occasionally throw in a few other things like the e-bike that we just did, that sort of thing.
Well, and every now and then, on to try to really get information people need, we'll talk about a little bit about a sale Thrive Life is having, or something special like that. But usually we just cook with it.
So how much does YouTube pay for 182,000 subscribers? Well, bottom line is it's a full-time job for us. It's a full-time income, but it's a lot of work. And like I said, we only earned $21,000 from YouTube last year, but then the rest of our income came from affiliate programs and other things that we advertised on our channel.
Yeah.
So you can make a lot more or a lot less depending on what things you decide to advertise, how often you advertise them. If you advertise too much, people will leave your channel.
They don't want it to be over commercialized.
Right, and I don't blame them.
Yep.
So there's the answer. I'm not going to tell you more than that, but it's enough that I was able to quit driving my truck, my semi, 5 years ago?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. And we absolutely love and appreciate all of you guys for supporting us the way you do. Many of you have been with us for years. And believe me, we appreciate every one of you.
We think it's amazing.
And we appreciate, and it's amazing that we can actually make an income by doing something that we really enjoy, which is doing the videos for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was watching, there's a channel that we watch called the New Zealand Family. And there's a family from New Zealand, and they were traveling to the U.S. for the first time, and they went into a Panda Express for lunch, and their video was called New Zealanders Try Panda Express for the first time, and they were talking about it, and they were reviewing the food, and it was so funny because one point along the way he said, "I can't believe this is our job, eating food in front of a camera. This is our job." And I was just the way he said it. It was just really funny. Well, so there you go. For those of you who were curious about how much you can make and curious about how it works,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching.
Yeah. Live simple.
Live free. You be blessed.
All right. And we love you guys, and we will see you very soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.